These boring straight guys will say things like, if women want equality so bad, then why don't they pay for half the bill? Then they can pay for half the bill if they want to be equal. And it's like, no. I'll pay for half the bill when you have taken a period shit. And until you've taken a period shit, you're paying. Plain and simple.
What a stupid bitch!
I made a TikTok about how a woman was literally surrounded by a bunch of grown men on an airplane, and she needed help with getting a man's carry on off, and none of the men even fucking blinked an eye to help her. And she was like, okay, fuck off. What the fuck? I have four grown men here. I'm sick of being the man, blah, blah, blah. She popped off. I was like, good for you, you know? And men are in the comments being like, you guys wanted equality. You guys want equality. Oh my God, if you are one of the men that are saying that, then you are the fucking issue. You are a waste of space. Your mother coddled you too much and you have no manners. Okay? Because that's not equality. That is literally just being nice. Having manners. Being raised right. Because if I was in the aisle seat and I had a direct line to that bag and this man is coming through multiple rows from the front to try to get his bag in the back, yeah, I'm going to be like, oh, let me grab that for you. I'm a fucking tall 6'4" man. All I got to do is this. Boom, boom. Woman is 5'2". And y'all are like, you guys want equality. No, you're just being rude and you have no fucking manners and you need to shut the fuck up. If you're in my comments saying that, then get a life, get a textbook, read how to be a good fucking human, and stop wasting space on this fucking earth. Okay.
Has anyone else noticed how toxic it is to work in an all-female workplace? I started my new job and I was so happy because I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be all girls. During my training, my manager asked me a question and I forgot the answer, and she was like, you decided not to remember that? You chose not to remember that? Oh my God. Every time one of the girls clock off, all the other girls are talking crap about her. And then they think I'm weird because I won't talk to anyone. I go there to work and I will not talk to anyone. Because, they hate each other. And the worst part is that they pretend to be best friends.
I am now going into 2026 a single mom. I decided to leave with my baby by choice. That was the best decision for me and Kai. I don't need to get into details because I don't think that's appropriate for social media, but it just wasn't working out. And my content will be changing from stay-at-home mom to a mom that's looking for a job, because now that I was financially dependent on my ex, I now have $0 and no job. Thankfully, I have parents that can take me and my baby in and have taken us in and didn't even question it, and were like, we're here, come. So now a single mom living back at home with her parents, 27, no job, no money, 5-month-old baby.
I genuinely cannot stand when a woman is like, I don't do anything for my man because he's a grown-ass man and he should be able to do it himself. Then why are you there? What is the whole purpose of you? Because being wifed up is a privilege. Women get far more benefits from marriage than men do. Historically and statistically, marriage reduces the risk of poverty for women far more dramatically than it does for men. Women are the ones who file for divorce at a far higher rate. Women get structure, stability, security, financial provision, and protection. So what exactly is the man getting out of a marriage? Now, men obviously do benefit, but when you're actually doing the things that he needs. Men need emotional grounding, encouragement, nurturing, and organization. And if he made you a housewife, girl, don't even get me started, because you have someone who's providing for you and your entire lifestyle and your needs, and you're still not willing to do anything for him. Because the man would be fine on his own, sister. I'm sure he would save a lot of money not being with you. Men can live in a 500 square foot apartment and sleep on a sleeping bag, but I'm sure that he's made life a little bit nicer for you. So I'm sure he's fully capable of doing his own laundry and putting his dish in the dishwasher and cooking himself a meal, of course. But how entitled is it for you to just sit around all day and not do anything for the man that has committed his entire life to you, that has put himself in a disadvantaged situation of marriage in order to provide for you and protect you and make you happy?
On social media, a lot of these same women spend all day saying men are useless, trash, unnecessary, replaceable. They mock masculinity and they preach independence. Then the overhead bin opens and suddenly it's, where are the gentlemen? You can't publicly degrade a group and privately demand service from them. Respect isn't a one-way subscription. Courtesy works when there's mutual goodwill. When men feel valued, they help. When they feel resented and shamed, they disengage. You don't get traditional benefits while publicly rejecting traditional roles. Incentives matter. If the cultural message is "we don't need you," don't be shocked when men stop volunteering.
Of course!
She walked into an all-female workplace thinking it was going to be sisterhood and empowerment. What she found was social warfare with lip gloss. Men compete physically and directly. Women compete socially. It's not fists, it's reputation, it's whispers, it's "did you hear about her?" right after she clocks out. That's the difference. When women attack each other, it's subtle, it's character damage, it's isolation, and it's strategic. Jealousy runs quiet, especially when status, attention, or approval are involved. That's why it feels fake. Social media sells girls support girls. Reality shows hierarchy, comparison, and silent rivalry.
They're lost!
She says she left by choice, but the baby didn't choose that. Now that child grows up in a single-parent household, and statistically, that changes outcomes. Kids raised without fathers are more likely to struggle academically, more likely to deal with behavioral issues, more likely to face poverty long-term. That's census data. A father isn't just extra help. He's structure, he's discipline, he's modeling. Especially for sons, that presence shapes identity. When adults make emotional decisions, children inherit the consequences. Stability isn't just about the couple, it's about the developmental environment. It's about understanding that breaking a household doesn't just change relationship status, it shifts a child's long-term statistical trajectory.
That is unfortunate.
Modern women have adopted the idea of "I deserve" culture. They want provision, protection, emotional availability, dates, effort, money and time. But when it's their turn to contribute, he's a grown man. So what's the exchange? Because relationships are exchanges. If he can cook, clean, earn, survive alone, and she refuses to add value, what's the incentive? A lot of women were sold the idea that their existence is the prize, that just being able to give birth is enough. Meanwhile, they don't want to nurture, support, organize, encourage, or even show appreciation. That's not empowerment, that's entitlement. Men and women are starting to notice, and they are calling out this toxic behavior.
Excellent.
Real men of genius.